morning shine. I'm off to see what I can find. I've seen
Bienvenue.
Hello, everybody! Welcome to Live at 5, and the first time ever that we've ever gotten that right!
Wow! Seamless! Without seams.
I'm so happy for all of us.
For all of us. I'm so proud of this community.
I'm so happy of you guys. Thank you for showing up. It's great to see you.
Yes, so February 17th, we finally got the intro right.
Yes.
Welcome to Live at 5, though. So we've got a couple of y'all in here talking and everything. I love seeing the chat just scroll up. Yeah. That's great. That's always my favorite thing. But today we're going to be talking about, so we've been doing our relationship series this February. And today we're going to be talking about working relationships.
I got my hat on to prove it. I have a job.
He's got his hat on. I'm wearing green for mixed derbies, but also just because I was really feeling this color today. Just the pastel green.
I see it. I see that whole,
like this, like kind of arm. I saw a helicopter that was like military grade looking ish, and I was
like, you were like, I vibe with you.
I was like, I like that. So I'm going with that today. But Jack, do you want to take us off with a roll call real quick?
I want to say really first, we got an important message from Solemn Artifact saying, "Who are these people?
Who are these people?
For those of you who might be for those of you who might be new to these streams, though, I do see that a good amount of you are not new to these streams. But
yes.
I am Jack. I'm the bassist for UFN.
I am Sadie Ray. I'm the vocalist and head. The front man for this band.
Yeah!
I am John, lead guitarist and resident mom.
Resident mom.
And resident mom. Alright, there we go. Alright, so, yes, hello, Solom.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And welcome, Speech, because I refuse to pronounce all that again. I usually do, but I don't. We also have Bandito, and we have Carter, and Maddie. Thank you, hi. We have Et. Thank you, hi. We have, I'm not gonna say Carter again, even though I'm seeing Carter several times. We have Nightbot in here. Don't forget about Nightbot.
Nightbot, we're famous.
Say hi for Nightbot.
Hey.
Whenever Nightbot shows up, that's when you know it's a good time.
Oh yeah.
We also have Sienna. Hello, and thank you, Sienna. And Crimson.
Hello.
Guess who's finally awake on time? It's you.
It's you.
Speech. Don't hide your obsession. You've been here before. You've been here every week.
I am just the head. I am a head. Can someone cut out the rest of my body?
You're ahead of the game.
Yes, that is the head.
Want to say that again?
Yeah, I'm done.
You're ahead of the game.
And I do it again.
Do it again.
So,
working relationships.
Anyway, these working relationships, you know, they get kind of rough, kind of rowdy every once in a while. I just want to beat his face in, but
yeah, totally. That's my fault.
No, it's okay. Not actually. But we're going to be talking about a couple different versions of working relationships, and they have to do with coworkers, like your day jobs, your peers in your business, like your night jobs, and collaborators and partners, like the people who share the same job as you, but you don't work with them. So.
Oh, if you go to school as well, classmates.
And if you go to school as well, classmates.
Boom.
Yeah.
What are classmates?
What are classmates? I still keep in contact with some of my classmates from when I went to ASL in college for a little bit. Yeah.
School introduced me to some of the least classy people, but also some of the most classy. Right. And that's not necessarily an insult or a compliment.
And that's kind of a pun, and I hate you for it. Okay. Classy people. So anyways, so we've got our types today, but so we're gonna be talking about that. But we also want to know what you think. So as we're talking about these things, please give us your opinions on your working relationships, and talk with us, and we will call out your comment, say what your comment is, who you are, and put you on blast for the entire stream.
Oh,
so,
totally.
You know, because people watch these later, and we want people to be informed when they do watch us later. Yeah. Hello, people in the future.
Hello.
Future. How's it going?
Hey, Future the rapper.
How's it looking? Tell me, please. Tell me.
Please let me know what's going
Send me a
on.
message.
Post in the comments what's happening in the future.
Absolutely. Please.
Yes.
Let us know, because we want to know. Please be our emissary for,
Yes.
Good or bad vibes.
Exactly.
In the
We want to know exactly how this pans out. This video
Yes.
in personal. In personal?
Yes.
General is what I mean.
General.
Person.
In person and in general.
In person and in general.
In
That's what
personal.
I
I
meant to
will
say.
accept in personal.
In personal, yeah.
As well as
So-
in Jensen.
In Jensen as
In
well.
Jensen?
In Jensen. So, to kick us off, I mean, I kind of want to read some of these things.
Yeah, I'm like, you guys go ahead and start this one because out of all of the topics in February so far, this is the one I have the least to say on.
Okay, for
Fair
sure.
enough. I have plenty I could go off on.
I have tons of things I could say to these stuff. And like as our streams go, you'll notice that all three of us have our little piece that we put in for it. Usually one of us leads it, but today we're just gonna do all three of us.
All three, yeah.
Yeah, just go for it. So, number one, type 1, coworkers at your 9 to 5 job, aka your day job.
Yeah.
Good, great, bad, dangerous.
Dangerous.
You just get on the floor with someone and you're like, square up.
Square up.
So,
Fight me. I work with a lot of people that are either bigger or stronger than me, so
Yeah.
it's not a good idea.
that's me with Ricky. I mean, if Ricky's ever in our chat, if Taylor's here, you know what I'm talking about. Every time Ricky comes on, I'm just like, fight me, Ricky. I'll bop you in the face.
Bam! Yeah, no. I work at an escape room called Limitless Escape Games here in Livermore. We're not sponsored by them.
No,
but,
not sponsored.
Not sponsored.
Not
at all.
sponsored.
To be clear,
But yeah, no, I've been there
Don't come for me.
4 years. It's the kind of relationship where I used to have a much different interaction with my coworkers at that job because we used to have 4 people. Are you okay?
Just go in
Fair enough.
Just making sure it looks good.
We used to have 4 people in the back room. So we have the back room and we have the 3 escape room puzzle adventures. And so one person is running one game and then there's a manager. And now the way with COVID and everything, it's one person in the control room at a time unless we're switching shifts.
right?
But so now we don't get the social interaction. I met so many people. I met Chris, who did our music video for CSM, Chris Sunga, so
Yeah.
artist extraordinaire of many types. And then I've just met so many other people that I still keep in contact with. I think Sienna was in the chat at one point. And then we also have there's even people right now like Kaylee, Cedar. Some of them are in my classes now, and it's so cool getting that relationship. It's hopping sections of my life. You have one person who's your coworker for the longest time, and then things change, and now they're your classmate.
They're your classmate or you end up hanging out with them outside. It's like,
Yeah, and it's like, how do I view you now?
Yeah.
I used to run the store while you were just working. Like I used to be your shift lead. Like
I can't analyze
I
you
can't
anymore.
boss you around anymore.
Right? Straight up.
I feel
That's always like one thing that's like super weird is hanging out with your work friends outside.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I have some pretty good relationships with my coworkers. However, it's like I work with like 20 different people out of my 10-person staff.
Yeah.
Because like they're always like sort of talking, you get the gossip, and then you get them talking to a customer, and you're like, you are a completely different person.
Who
Yeah.
are you?
Straight up, and then like someone will be doing something that's questionable, and then another one of my friends will come up and they'll be like, did they seriously just do that? And I'm like, yeah, and then they come back out and we're like, hi. So
Hey.
all that stuff, but it's great. It's totally healthy. Anyway.
Yes.
So working at McStarby's, there's another level of friendship that comes up when you have regulars, and you definitely like become friends with your regulars, and you see them outside of work, and they're at like the store or something, and you have those regulars that you talk to. You're like, you'd be happy to come up and say like, oh hey, like what are you doing out here? Like you just shopping for your family or whatever, and you have a little mini small talk conversation. And then there are those regulars who you try not to get to notice you. And you just see them across the way and you're like, oh my, I have to go. I have to
leave.
I cannot get into a
I have a
conversation.
doctor's appointment at the
And then
dentist's
they-
office.
and then they,
Karen.
like, you can just see you like walking out and they're like, hey, and you're like, no. Like, hey, I'm gonna let you go, but I got some a lot errands to do.
That's the interesting thing about my job versus your job, which is that people only come back to my work 4 times.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask.
3
I
or
was like,
4
what's the
times.
difference in like regular attendance at a place like an escape room versus a coffee shop?
Right.
Right.
Not so. Here's the thing: you get very invested over the course of if you remember running their game.
Right.
Usually, you don't remember the details of how they did or how well they did, unless they're a really friendly group and really impactful on you. But most of the time, it's like, I remember running your game. Right.
Yeah.
Get on in there.
Exactly.
There's a fervor, and you do appreciate them. Even the customers that are kind of stone-faced and in an escape room, after you see them multiple times, you're like, all right, they enjoy it.
Oh yeah.
And so you kind of treat them a little more jovially. Whereas before, like, I like to feed off of their energy, whatever they're doing. So if they're really serious, I try to treat it like, all right, this is a mission. This is a mission for them to accomplish the puzzle. But
definitely.
if they're slow, if they're coming in over and over again, I just start not caring, and I'm like, get in there, like rubbing their head or whatever.
Just
Basically,
like-
Normally,
the verbal
welcome to the
equivalent of that.
escape room. Don't step on or stomp on anything you're not supposed to stomp on.
Right.
The
2
5th
weeks-
time they come in,
2 weeks
hey,
later.
get on in there, jump on the table.
Right.
Just knock over the boxes.
You know
I don't care. I'll set it
those.
up. I'll set it up later.
Yes.
Also,
man.
I want to point out that I made a grievous error in not mentioning my girlfriend that I also met at the escape room
I was
working
gonna
there.
say, actually mention
I-
that.
I saw that in the chat.
am terrible.
Yes. No, you're not.
No,
Stop
not at
it.
all.
Stop it. No, we love Emma, and we're glad we met her there.
So let's go ahead and
But,
circle back to relationships.
Circle back to relationships and the type of relationships that you have with people. And just circle back.
If you don't know what we're talking about, watch last week's stream.
Watch last week's
Yes.
stream, yes. So, relationships. What exactly defines like a good, bad / relationship with one of your coworkers?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, because, I mean, there's work ethic. That definitely has something to do with it. But then there's also just like getting along with them in general. Like, just kind of.
Yeah. Where do you draw your line?
Right, where do you draw your lines? Like, I mean, I can be on bar with someone who I find, like, very lovely and, like, as a person, but when it comes to work ethic, or vice versa, like, I love their work ethic and I think they're great, but honestly, they're kind of a jerk to me sometimes. Like, I wouldn't hang out with them outside of work. Unfortunately, I mean, not unfortunately. Fortunately, I don't really have that as the case in my job right now. But I used to. Because there used to be some people who I worked with who were not very nice. I.e. the 2nd-degree burns on my foot. But, it wasn't from somebody, but they left the tap down on something.
That's not to imply that somebody intentionally dumped water.
No, it was definitely
Nice.
an accident. It was just a whole thing with miscommunication.
You know what?
It was not nice with that in.
I imagine someone walking up to say, I don't like your outfit today. Just
Straight
like
up, that's
staring you in the eyes.
Basically, to mention somebody who I actually work with, who I've hung out twice outside of work, and for the first time, which were Sunday and Friday night. Taylor, who is in the chat right now, I work with her. She's amazing, and I love her. And she is one of those work relationships who I was talking about. I love her work ethic. I love her in general. She's amazing. So, and then we have some comments actually in the chat. I know Zach Demo said, I work with my dad, best relationship ever, which I totally respect.
Especially if you have concurrent passions.
Oh, for
That's
sure.
a huge thing.
We will get on that later though.
Yes.
Just letting you know.
Okay.
But yes, I was like, don't worry, we get into that. But yeah, so no, but honestly, that is one of the big defining things about working at a place like, I mean, because my passion isn't Starbucks.
Right.
And I just said the name, but like you know. But like
No, I'm sorry, it's taken down.
We're gonna get sued
We're gonna
for
end the
saying the
stream
name.
and try. Yeah.
edit that. My passion isn't redacted. No, but like when I make my coffee, I do care about my coffee. I want to make sure that I'm putting out a good product. So
Yeah.
I feel like my work ethic is pretty up there. But I mean, not to pat myself on the back or anything. But yeah, I really appreciate the sort of relationships that I grow from working with people. And I feel like a lot of those relationships are going to go far. And I think I'm going to have them around in my life for a long time. However, some other relationships, on the other hand, like I know after I stop working at this place that I'm not necessarily going to keep in contact with them. You know. Yeah.
I've known about that. There are certain coworkers where I've been there for 4 years, and in an escape room, it's a revolving door. There are a lot of people that come in for a few months or a year and then leave. And yes, Emma brings this up, like the same kind of thing I'm getting into. Yeah, spending time in the same room with someone is a lot.
Yeah.
And it can, for me as an extrovert, it's actually really fun. But I need somebody who's dedicated to at least being good at their job. At least has the attitude of, I want to make sure the customer has fun. There are some people that I have worked with that are like, they don't care as much. They just kind of, let things happen, and then they'll deal with the punishment. They just kind of skate by. Yeah. And it's like, I like being friends with people like Sienna, who was in the chat, Kaylee. All of those people were invested in their groups. Emma, and that was something that reflected their personality and their responsibility, and that's a trait that I care a lot about.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. It's like, go ahead, Jeff.
Just got to address the elephant in the chat right now. We have a Daniel.
Daniel! Also, really quick, I just wanted to tell you, John. Taylor mentioned it, and I don't want to forget. We found your doppelganger. He came into our Starbucks. He sounded almost exactly like you. He had very similar mannerisms. He had glasses. He, I straight up thought he was you for a second. And then he was like, I don't know, his name was like Craig or something like that. Yeah, it was like Peter or Craig or something like really like weird but also plain, but not as plain as John.
One syllable.
Right?
There can be only one.
That was started army, dude. Okay, but anyways, go ahead, Jack. Tell us about your working relationships.
I just want to kind of comment on like the types of coworkers and the kinds of relationships you can have. It's like, it's totally acceptable to go into your job and have the attitude of, I'm working here.
Right.
I'm not here to make friends.
Oh, yeah.
But it is absolutely okay to walk into a job and be like, I'm going to meet some people. I'm going to develop some good relationships with them. And either case is really respectful. And I think showing that you're respectful of both types can be very welcoming to a lot of people. And it can often cause people to open up when they're otherwise just there to work,
Right. You don't want to not get along with your coworkers, but also, you don't want to make it all about the relationship that you have with your coworker.
Yeah. And I would say the reason that I would prioritize forming a good relationships with my coworkers and being some kind of a friendly face to them is so that we can all work better together.
Oh yeah. Right. Absolutely.
I mean, not saying that's the only reason. I mean, those of you who I do work with who are going to watch this video, I do care about you guys. Don't worry.
But
I can see that angle.
Yeah.
Also, if you're just joining for today we're talking about peer relationships or working relationships.
Yes.
I also want to give a special shout out to my manager, Wes. He's a district manager of Limitless Escape Games. I think I just saw him scroll by in the chat. Yeah, and he was hired with me. Him and I were part of the first batch of hires in Limitless, and so he's such a. I really appreciate all the stuff he does for the location. He's a busy bee all over. And but he's super cool. He plays bass. He's a music guy and he's a gamer.
He plays
Hey Wes,
bass.
when are we gonna be best friends? So not a butthole. Yes.
Oh, man. I cannot stress, now that you mentioned Wes and that he's your manager, I cannot stress how important it is to have a good relationship with your manager.
Yes.
Oh my god. So I started out having a pretty good relationship with my manager because she worked with my brother and my mom for a small period of time. But she is, I can say that she's the best manager I've ever had because she's the only manager I've ever had, but also she's the best manager I've ever had. She's super lovely and everything. And in the past year or two that I've worked with her, just our relationship has grown to that point where I could probably call her a friend. There is still a very important professional barrier.
Right.
However, I also wouldn't feel totally weird going out and to dinner with her, and her, eventually
Super.
in life.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have that same thing with Wes. Sometimes even in your interactions, you can see the friendliness peek through, almost overtake it a little bit. Yeah, that's one thing. I think it was...
Maybe not dinner, more like lunch.
Right, yeah, lunch is a little less of a commitment. Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Yeah, I've played Overwatch with my manager.
I love that.
Before. Yeah, so cool.
It's always fun with. Okay, that reminds me. Real quick, I want to address the fact that I saw Savannah Quintero in there.
Yes.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
You're awesome.
Aw.
And we also have Lauren, who I also met at my job. I don't work with Lauren, but I met Lauren at my job.
Fair enough.
That reminded me when you were talking about playing Overwatch with your boss about. I don't know.
Are you legally allowed to say what you're about to
That's
say?
the thing. So like a good portion. Okay, one of my instructors at no particular level of my education was a very well-known and very successful League of Legends player.
Whoa, really?
Yes.
What was his name? Can you tell us?
I'm gonna not blow his cover. He liked us to call him Neo. Anyway.
That's awesome.
Actually, he didn't, but like I called him Neo, and a couple other people that knew him called him Neo because of a funny thing about his name. But yeah, there were definitely a lot of times in that class, and that I can say is a kind of relationship at a work or a school that can be a detriment to some people and it can be helpful to other people. Because for me and that specific group of friends, it really helped us see our teacher as a human.
Yes.
But I can see for other students that didn't really go that way, they kind of more or less saw him as a slacker. So they didn't really respect him in the classroom. So there is a fine line to draw there. But if you know who you are, if you ever watch this, you're awesome.
Yes.
One of your students remembers you very fondly.
One of your students, honestly, and I know who you are too. You're a great guy. 10 out of 10.
Aww.
Definitely. I was like, hold on, let me hop on this real quick.
Yes.
But yeah, definitely.
And there have been a lot of stories you guys have been sharing in the chat, and we are seeing them. Thank you so much for all the, continue to post all of the stories that you have. They're really cool.
I noticed Lauren said something too at your old job, something about in the break room. Luckily there was a second break room, and then you went in there and cried. I'm so sorry, and honestly, thank you for sharing that, because I've had moments of that all the time. Like literally, there are a select few people that come into my store sometimes on a very rare occasion that send me into a full-blown panic attack. And like having those work relationships and the friendships that you grow with your coworkers is so important, because if you need to take a mental break, they got you. They got your back. Yeah. Taylor several times has been like, I got you one bar, don't trip. Yeah. And like I just run out of the back and have my mental breakdown and come out later when they're not there. So and like that doesn't happen as often as it used to. But definitely just every time they're always there for me. It's always like super helpful. And I think it helps. The reason that it doesn't happen as often as it used to is because I have this relationship with my coworkers.
That's an important thing of note to know. Like if you're one of the people that goes into a job just to do the job, you got to know you have to defend yourself in those situations.
Oh yeah,
right.
Absolutely.
So
you got
be ready to
back.
do
That's
that,
it.
and don't get mad at everyone else if they don't immediately come to your defense, because they can't read you because they don't have a relationship with you. That's it.
Exactly.
Right. Yeah, no, and work is one of the most consistent high-stress environments that people interact with on a regular basis. Usually, I mean, you're getting paid to stress yourself out and to do work.
Oh, straight up.
And I think that it's really important. This is something that I actually confronted just a couple days ago. It was President's Day a couple days ago. And I always work Mondays all day. And I didn't remember it was President's Day. So the Sunday, I looked at the games. Like I have like the app on my phone for the scheduling service. And I was like, 4 games tomorrow. That'll be fine. We have like, I want to say, I'm doing quick math, 15 games available. And that's up to 10 people per game. So that's like 150 people max that we can see throughout the day. I come in that morning, and it expanded from 4 games to about 12 in the course of that night, and it was just me running the whole day. I had to reset all the games, and like it was a very high stress situation. But I get home and I just collapse for a little bit, and then do homework and everything, and then a couple days go by, and just today, Wes shouted me out on deputy, for running all those games.
The sheriff, man.
Yeah.
He's the sheriff deputy.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Takes both the cakes.
Deputies are service for schedules, for like
fair
work
enough.
schedules.
Yes.
That's why we have a partner of the quarter thing for McStarbies. So
Wes apologizing
love all
to me
that.
in the chat. Thank you.
Yes. I didn't want to interrupt John during his speech, but I do want to acknowledge that we have 24 concurrent viewers in the stream right now.
Woo! That
So thank
calls
you.
for celebration.
I saw it happening in the chat, and I was like,
How are we gonna celebrate?
How are we gonna celebrate?
We go Mr. Music.
Celebrate?
We're gonna celebrate because you know what? All of our coworkers and everyone in the chat right now, all 24 of you, and all of our, millions of coworkers that we've worked with in the past, we're hella into you.
Oh yeah.
So
Hold on. Let me get that proper. Also, remember that sound hole does not need to be pointed at that.
Yes.
You're really loud.
Fair enough. Okay.
F, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4.
can't count the years on one hand that we've been together. I need the other one to hold you, make you feel better. It's not a walk in the park to love each other. And when our fingers interlock, you can't deny you're with it. And after all this time, I'm still into you. I should be over all the butterflies, and I'm into you. And baby, even on our worst night, I'm into you. Let 'em wonder how we got this far, 'cause I don't really need to wonder at all. Yeah, after all this time, I'm still into you.
I got excited.
Recount the night that I first met your mother. And on the drive back to my house, I told you that I loved you. You felt the weight of the world fall off your shoulders. And to a favorite song, you sang along to the start of forever. And after all this time, I'm still into you. I should be over all the butterflies, and I'm into you. And baby, even on our worst night, I'm into you. Let 'em wonder how we got this far, 'cause I don't really need to wonder at all. Yeah, after all this time, I'm still into you. Some things just make sense, and one of those is you and I. Some things just make sense, and even after all this time, I'm into you. Baby, not a day goes by that I'm not into you. I should be over all the butterflies, and I'm into you. Oh, baby, even on our worst night, I'm into you. Oh, let 'em wonder how we got this far, 'cause I don't really need to wonder at all. Yeah, after all this time, I'm still into you. I'm still into you. I'm still into you. Nice. Thanks, you guys. I love all the hype in the chat, y'all.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I love seeing somebody type, I'm it.
Yeah.
Also, Ren, if you can get that to happen, Ren said, does anyone want to help me try and get Paramore to listen to UFN?
Bro.
If y'all can make that happen, I will do something unexplainably dangerous.
My heart would probably stop.
Same. I'm like, I could die finally if that happened. Like, look at this pic. Look at this shirt. Look at it.
Look at both of your shirts.
Look at these shirts.
And they're related, so it's amplified.
We kind of like them a little bit. This wasn't even planned. I was just like, she has green in her hair and on her hands. I'm gonna wear it to match my green theme.
I just kind of try to wear a band tee. Sometimes I wear our band tees, but in general, kind of my thing on these Live at Vibes is I try to wear a band tee.
Right.
And I try to wear elephants with umbrellas.
I love elephants. The elephants were here all along, you guys.
Bro!
I noticed you guys said something about how there are no elephants in
Theming.
here, but you're wrong.
There are. Just saying. Check it.
Just saying, he says.
I forget where I got
Check it. Jacket.
Check it. Check it. I feel like I'm gonna damage this jacket. Okay.
I would need video magic to do it, but I really wanted to just.
Oh man, I love that.
Caleb's just like, would you just look at it?
Look at that. How about you look at it?
I want to be able to turn my
Would you just
glasses
look at
into
it?
sunglasses randomly and just be like, yeah, like
Straight up,
just CSI moment. Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yes.
Yeah.
That.
Dun. Yeah.
Oh, there are elephants.
Boom. So we were talking about working relationships, and we still are, but we were talking about coworkers a lot before. We should also mention all the people that have been doing projects with us. This is a career in and of itself, the music thing.
For instance, type 2, peers in our business.
Yes.
So we're going to talk about the people that have to do with, working as band, and the people that we meet along the way. There are a lot, so just hold tight, and yes. So this section involves other bands, artists, producers, for instance, also camera people, and all the good stuff. Just videographers, solo artists who like us, definitely all types of people.
Yeah, even the people that sell art at Old Mexico when we would play there.
Oh,
You remember the art festivals?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Like,
Who's in your business?
they all contribute to the artistic community in our space, and it's it's great to see so many different people expressing themselves in the same vein. That's what's so cool, is that we're united by the people in like the music community are united by a common goal that is more abstract than a job.
Well, a good lot of them, yeah.
Right, you're lucky to find friends in a job that you're getting paid for, like just for money.
Yeah.
But it's more likely that you'll find deeper connections, even if they're not full friendships, with people in the artistic community.
Which is why, right when we started getting into this topic, I wanted to address the circles of relationships again, because this type 2, the peers in like artistic businesses, are very much more likely to end up existing in much closer circles to you. Whereas coworkers are quite often going to be in at least 2 circles out.
They're all over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's so much variance.
Definitely all over. Like for instance, people who are a little bit closer in my personal circles are people like Cameron from Snakehead and Crooked Figure. He's a great friend of mine. I've actually been giving him water every day. He's on vacation right now, but every day I go and give him water because he was dehydrated and he ended up in the hospital. I'm gonna fight him so that he doesn't end up like that again. Yeah, so like that. But then someone who was selling art, I think they're called Mermaid Designs. They sold like really cool art at our thing, and I mean, I don't really
Mermaid Aspen.
Yes, Mermaid Aspen.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't talk to them. Like, I took some of their stickers and I promoted them that one day, but I don't keep up in a relationship with them. So it's definitely variables for stuff like that.
One of the people in this topic I have to mention that you guys are definitely, I know the response, is Aaron.
Aaron!
Yes, exactly that.
I love Aaron Branscombe.
Aaron is amazing.
Yes.
He's amazing.
I want to shout out to him. I still have memories. Like he was one of the first people that gave us really interesting, positive feedback on Instagram. Like, do you remember when Missing Out came out?
Oh, yeah.
And he posted a thing of him vibing to it and saying he connected with it a lot. And
When he played a piano cover at one point.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you didn't
I
see
didn't hear that. Nobody
oh my
showed that
God.
to me.
Yeah, no, that was really
What?
cool.
That was so
I need to
good.
see that.
How
So-
come we didn't see that?
So we're gonna have to get and look at that because
Yes.
if you can find it on Instagram TV, send it to one of us or send it to John because I'm gonna be looking for it, but I don't know if we can find it at this point. But
Yeah.
Aaron did a little piano bit of Missing Out, and it was beautiful.
So good. I definitely thought we showed that to you. Oh my God. So Aaron Branska, not only was he the venue owner of my favorite venue, which was Old Mexico. Not owner, but he invited us over there because he was the coordinator of the events that happened. FTL
yes.
Productions.
Aaron. Oh yeah. He definitely was the producer for.
He didn't own the restaurant, but he was the producer and the coordinator of the music that happened there. So he not only did that, but he also played a couple gigs with us in the Millards. So he had his own band, and then he's just always been hella supportive of us, and like always, every once in a while goes on our YouTube and used to go on our Instagram lives and everything. So he's a great guy. If you haven't already, go ahead and follow him on Instagram.
Side note about Instagram: a good lot of the music community is on Instagram. We're fairly unique in that we decided to really push our content onto YouTube because we have more video-based, more high-production kind of live stream video content ideas.
You see that logo?
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, you can't do that on Instagram. Well, you can, and we did, but it doesn't work very well. But yeah, if you want to support a band, if you want to share a social media that belongs to a band, check out their Twitter or their Instagram. If they happen to have a YouTube, absolutely share that too. Please share our YouTube. No, really, Instagram, if you're looking for a band, you're probably going to find them on Instagram.
Especially local bands, because
Yes.
it's a great way to access more people. Like, just and have a page, like a resume, almost like
You
a
can
quick
have
resume.
photo, video, and audio content right at your
Yeah.
fingertips.
So great.
So if you like us and you want to support people like us, go on Instagram and hashtag everything.
Yeah.
Yes.
And local bands, we got Snakehead, we got Crooked Figure, we got the Millards still, and then we have like Calling the Skies.
Calling the Skies. Oh my gosh, there's so many that I'm like they're rushing
Paper
to my head.
Tigers, the
Zipper Mouth.
Tahoe, the Curls, Zipper Mouth.
Yes, absolutely. There's so many good bands.
Like any more, the Pedals,
Late AM,
Late
the
AM.
And
Enzo.
Salvatore.
Salvatore. Yeah.
We got Vincent DeSantis as well.
I don't know why I did that. I was like catching a ball.
Woo!
I felt like
It's the prayer hand. So and then we also, Daniel Sherman Music. You already
Oh
know
my
who
God.
that is.
Yes, Christian Carranza.
Christian Carranza.
Let's throw him in there.
He does
Absolutely.
some guitar stuff.
He
I would
does.
say some of our biggest connections in the music and art world were made through Instagram DMs. For real.
Being like, I like you guys.
Yeah. Like, because you try to direct people to email and they're like, email. But you message somebody on Insta and they're like, oh yeah, you're not a boomer. So
Try to email someone. I was like, what is this? The Middle Ages?
exactly.
Gen Z.
This is from Yahoo Hotmail.
Oh my god.
Hotmail. Oh my God. Can you? I don't even remember
Actually-
the last time I had to email someone and they had Hotmail.
Oh my gosh, all the time. People come into my store all the time and they have to sign up for our rewards program with their emails. The amount of Hotmails and Yahoo mails I see.
Where are my SBC Globals at?
I didn't even know Yahoo.com still had mail service.
I don't think they do. I'm pretty sure they got taken over by Google or no. A different website got taken over by Yahoo. I think it was Microsoft. Microsoft Mail program got taken over by Yahoo and then got bought back by Microsoft and I don't know where it is now.
Oh yeah, no,
just
'cause
like two
it was
snakes eating each
Hotmail.
other.
Yeah, Hotmail got bought by Yahoo, and then Yahoo I think got bought by Microsoft.
Yeah.
And then Yahoo bought Tumblr, and then
Yeah.
Email.
Bunch of stuff. There's a lot. There's a
Email.
lot of back and forth.
Yeah.
The big Ouroboros of companies eating.
Straight up. But all that to say, also rest in peace, Blue Sky. All that to say, peers in your business, like I cannot begin to tell you the like amount of relationships and friendships that I have because I love music and I love working with these guys and making music with them. Like. And they're irreplaceable bonds that, like, I mean, all of you guys, we wouldn't have any idea who you guys are if we didn't start this music thing.
Yeah.
So all that to say, you guys kind of make my heart a little happier.
A little happier. Also,
So cute. I think we have a ditty for that one.
Yes.
Got a ditty for that
To
one.
address Creed, what about sending a legitimate letter? You can absolutely do that. We actually have a post box you can send things to if you want to send us a letter for music correspondence.
And I also just want to point out a big thank you before we do this song, which has been streamed numerous times, countless, again and again, by one of our greatest fans here, Ren. You have streamed this song so much, single-handedly brought us over a couple limits, so I am so proud and happy that you have helped us do this, and soon John will have to dye his hair.
Soon.
I know it
will
for
happen.
sure.
Yes.
It's happening, don't worry.
It's happening, don't worry, but like honestly, thank you, Ren, for all of your help just boosting this and streaming it.
Yes. Absolutely.
Yes.
All right.
When the morning comes and we see what we've become, in the cold light of day we're a flame in the wind, not the fire that we've begun. Every argument, every word we can take back, cause with all that has happened, I think we both know the way that this story ends. And only for a minute, I wanna change my mind, cause this just don't feel right to me. I wanna raise your spirits, I wanna see you smile, but no, that means I'll have to leave. And I've been thinking
Somebody didn't warm up. Yeah.
No, I'm good.
Oh my
Sorry.
God.
I stared a little bit because I was a little concerned.
Oh. I was strumming too hard. I'm bleeding.
Oh, boy.
Just a little bit.
That's
Just a
we
little.
all just
job.
hurting ourselves for this one.
Not enough for
Oh,
a bandoid.
Bandoid.
Not enough for a bandoid. I don't think I even have any bandoids.
Bandiod.
Bandoid.
I used to
Fine.
carry around band-aids, but I don't do that anymore.
Woo! Yeah, no, my voice is a little crackly there.
Oh my
It's
gosh.
a little bit crackly.
It was a little bit.
When the plug isn't all the way in the input jack.
It's when you just like.
That.
Yeah.
That's
The
what happened to
vocal
Sadie's voice.
embodiment of. How does voice? But yeah. I started noticing all the comments. I'm like, oh, hello. So thank you guys for all the support and the love and everything. But yeah, thank you, Ren, for boosting that just so much. Hella appreciate it. Again, if we get that to 10,000 streams, he's gonna dye his hair a bright color.
Orange.
Also, we haven't forgotten about the spooky, scary skeletons either.
Yes.
It is happening. There's tattoo parlors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tattoo parlors aren't really
Tattoo
open
parlors
right now.
aren't really open right now. You know what? No, I'm gonna make this happen. We're gonna call after
Actually, you know what? Why don't you just tattoo me yourself?
I have a gun.
That's what we'll do.
I'll
Okay, yeah,
it.
we're just gonna do it ourselves.
Do you trust
All
me
right.
like that? 'Cause
Coming soon.
I freaking will.
Coming soon.
He's just gonna have a whole piece right here. It's gonna be a terrible line.
It's gonna be a
art.
stick figure.
It's gonna be a stick figure. No, I actually will though. No, we will schedule that. The tattoo parlor that I want to go to is from what? The tattoo parlor is only open on Tuesdays through Saturday.
That silence was deafening for a second.
It's like
Fine.
what? Yeah, but definitely we will start that. In other news, getting back on track, type 3 is what we're going to be talking about. I like this is like a sickness.
It's a sickness, you see.
It's a sickness. But it's definitely type 3, collaborators and partners. So this is the section where we talk about people that have common goals and passions, such as Daniel Sherman.
Yes.
People that have the same goal that binds us together in a relationship, arguably the best kind of relationship you can have. So definitely just when you, and it's not even just like, same though. Paran said that when you want to get a tattoo, but all the tattoo parlors are closed because of the panorama. Same.
Yeah.
So, and it's not just musicians and artists and stuff like that. Like earlier, like, because that would be technically peers in your business.
Right.
But it's not just that. It's also, for instance, my D&D group. We're all passionate about D&D. The people that I connected with on TikTok who also watch My Hero Academia. We're friends now, and we're both passionate about that anime in particular. So it's really cool when that passion happens to be music. But just the relationships that you have with people that you share passion with, like these people right here, like that's almost an unbreakable bond. It's like you guys, when you get stoked about the same things, that's top tier. Video games, freaking
And it takes
everything.
Yes, absolutely. It takes it to an even another level when you are all participating in the action together.
Yeah.
That's one thing that's huge, and I'm sure you could bring up plenty of points about this as well. Both of you could, but for instance, playing on stage with you two as a collaborator, and as a partner, and writing.
Yeah.
I get similar feelings from them when we're really having a really good writing session for one of our songs, or we're playing on stage. Even if I'm in my head a little more on stage, it's so, there's such a deep feeling of satisfaction that comes from that. And I really love that. And it's something that can only happen when you have such a common shared purpose and when you have such a common goal. And it's so cool to see that realized not only in the music that we're playing, but in the crowd. And in a way, we're collaborating with the crowd because we're playing off of their energy. Or I always love when I see the crowd, like whenever a guitarist is soloing, like they're like going up and doing this thing with their hands.
the little magic fingers.
Oh yeah, spirit fingers for the guitarist. Like and honestly, and I mean, that's why I feel like, and this is gonna bring the tone down a little bit, but like I feel like when you connect with someone and you have the same types of common passions in someone, when that person stops being your friend, it's so much more devastating.
Yeah.
It's like, hold on, I shared like this piece of my life with you.
Yeah.
Where are you going? Like, you know, and like it's almost impossible for those friendships to end unless some sort of outside thing pulls them away.
Yeah,
So
you'd have to get rid of the common purpose that's separate, that's
right.
conjoining you two.
Exactly.
So it's always very important to remember that when you're getting into any kind of relationship with anybody, I think I said this in one of the previous weeks, but don't ever feel like just because a relationship seems like it should be, that you have to be in it.
Right.
Yeah. Definitely.
Absolutely.
Like, I absolutely agree with all the things like working artistically with people. I mean, that can be some huge benefits to forming a relationship with somebody and being really good friends with them. But definitely, even if you do have these commonalities, if the relationship is toxic, don't force yourself into it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Just
then,
let it
you
go.
know,
It'll be better for both of you.
Yeah. Even and like just to echo that, it's gonna hurt a lot because again, these passions and these things that you're with, that you connected with on, like it kind of binded you together and it like welded you all together, and you're literally taking like a soldering iron and like cutting it in half. So it's painful.
Yeah, and
sometimes
it might be tough
it's better
because
for
you won't be
though.
able to share in that experience with them anymore. But,
Right.
you know,
And
sometimes you got to do it.
And there will always be that piece of them with you, for sure. But
Also-
sometimes it is better off.
Yes, Ren, I'm just waiting for a good opportunity to segue into that. But no, I'm not making any more stream promises, at least for a little while, until we can fulfill the previous 5.
Right.
I'm going to go ahead and hold up on that.
What was the question?
They wanted to know if I would put my hair in a mohawk if TSS got to a certain amount of streams. And,
Absolutely.
I mean, I could put my hair in a mohawk for any reason, but I have to cut it a different way, and I'm already thinking of a different style, and it's just bad timing for that.
Bro, that'd be hard. You're way past gel. You'd have to go for like cement.
I straight up, I still have yet to do Liberty Spikes. I think I'm gonna do it tonight or tomorrow morning because I need to take a shower anyways. So the good transition of like just gelling and hairspraying my hair, I can get it all out if I hate it.
Yeah. I want to bring up as well in this type 3, you were talking about a D&D group kind of thing. Yeah, like collaborators. When you're collaborating together, even in a game on this common kind of purpose. The game night group, which includes Chris, which was a coworker of mine and who has worked on our videos.
Full circle.
I know, full circle. He's connected
right.
in so many different ways. A third way that he's connected on this topic is that Chris, me, and a bunch of other people were in a D&D group. And we were players, and we had multiple dungeon masters. But it was so cool because there were... I mean, some people were definitely like, we were all hanging out, and it was so much fun. And some people were a little more goofy than others, but I could tell there was a tight group of us as well that were really dedicated to the story that was being told. And even if we maybe did some things that threw a wrench in their plans, it was really cool because we were collaborating to tell a story and to make that story interesting so it's more fun for all of us. And it was so cool to see everybody... To see people even mobilize around that. We'd all, like, as a group, form plans together and then do things.
Yeah.
It's so true, like what you were saying about how you form these kinds of relationships that are deeper than you assume. Like, they're deeper than you think from just playing a game.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Wes is calling us nerds, and just want to point out he's probably played more D&D 5e than I have in my life. All right,
whole mood.
just saying.
I'm like, you know what? Call me a nerd.
Yeah, call me a nerd. I don't care. I'll take it.
I'll
I've
take
got
it.
glasses. I'm
My
already
character
there.
is a dragonborn ranger.
Okay being a nerd, okay being
Curse
a
of
weirdo.
Strahd.
Yeah.
Okay being a nerd, okay being a weirdo, okay being a weeaboo. I'm okay with all of it. Oh man.
Yeah. And it's interesting to see how in these collaborative efforts how you adapt to the different styles and how you don't. Like there's some things that there's a lot of room in a collaborative effort for your voice to come out because especially if the work is segmented, if you have a part that you're responsible for the story or for a character or for a song, it's really cool to put your own flavor in there if you choose to. There are some people that are down to kind of just be a stable rock for other people to build off of.
Yeah.
But especially if you're a creative person, it's really great to work collaboratively because you learn how to take the thing that's in your head and mold it together with somebody else's picture of it.
But yes, and with that, also don't forget to be careful that you don't remove your personality.
Yes.
Because it could be really easy to start with that in mind and then really easily get taken away into just kind of fitting into whatever group you're in because that's what you expected to do.
Yes.
But if your personality isn't in that anymore, the relationship isn't good for you. So don't forget to be yourself.
Yes, absolutely.
But
your
do be
voice is
cooperative.
Yes, yes, be cooperative.
Yeah.
But you have something to bring that's specific to you
Yeah.
because you're you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Otherwise, then like, why are you doing it?
Right. Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah. So Creed. Creed said, "What about a creep? Is it okay to be a weirdo?" Yes.
What the hell am I doing here?
Absolutely. What the hell am I doing here?
I don't belong here.
I'm a creep.
Oh my gosh. Bro.
I respect Radiohead's decision not to play it on stage anymore, but man, oh man, do I love listening to it.
It's
Yeah.
very good.
Yeah. It's the kind of song that I hear very sporadically, but when I do, I'm like, that's a good use of that.
It's just a good,
yeah.
yeah.
I feel like Creep kind of falls under the same category of Skinny Love.
Skinny
Like kind of overplayed, but also so fitting at points.
Yes.
Just like like I'd put that on the same playlist. You know.
So here's a question to round this out. Who would you want to collaborate with? We've actually been touching on this. If you haven't seen on Instagram, we have been doing some interviews, and I think mine was posted recently. We've got
I can't remember my answer to that question.
I know.
But yeah,
your answer doesn't have to be posted. You're fine.
Yeah.
You'll be safe.
No, but I want people to actually tell us in the chat who they want us to collaborate with.
Yes.
So any
That's
local
what we're
bands or anyone in general, like just throw out a name there. If you think that we could collaborate with them, or you think you want to see that, go ahead.
I will say there were honorable mentions because I think I mentioned something like it was a famous band that I wanted to collaborate with. And I had thought about putting local bands or lesser known artists, and I want to mention them here. So the Curls that I mentioned, definitely if you ever see us live, I hope we're playing with the Curls because we love them and we played with them in several shows. That's another working relationship.
Yes.
Microwave was the one I think I mentioned. Thank you, Ren, for reminding me.
Yes.
John,
No, it's microwave.
Yes. So the Curls, absolutely a band I'd love to play with, and also Maddie Gard, who actually I knew her from Minecraft. Yeah, and she's actually releasing a song in like the next 2 days.
Or was it a demo?
It was a demo that they realized like we don't need to do any more work to this. This is pretty great.
Okay, good.
So she's releasing it everywhere. So definitely. I'll have an Instagram post on my personal account about that, but I'd love to work with her because she's talked a lot about really wanting to move to California and do work, music stuff, and I'm like, yes. And we've talked about
got a
getting her
really
on the
big
track
sound.
as well.
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah, definitely.
The harmonies you two could do together. Oh my gosh.
I mean, yeah, dude, definitely. I would be down for that. Someone, we've already collaborated with someone, who I just loved collaborating with, and he actually asked me, he was like, I want you guys to collaborate with us again, but it's instead of just him, it would be with the actual band that he's working with right now, Cameron Joe Boyd. We collaborated with him. He did the vocal track, the background screaming on Cat in the Window, so good, 10 out of 10, but he asked me if we'd be willing to do something else, like he was like, I love the tonality of our voices together. So he was like, I mean, if you wanted to collaborate with us on something that Snakehead has in mind, I was like, I mean.
I've got a 7-string.
Yes, straight up.
I can gent for you.
I was like, I would love to have us collaborate with another song with them. That would be so cool. Like an actual, like full legit song. That'd be super cool. But just that basically. I love all the people that we work with that have the same passion as us.
There's it's also a wide range of talents, and I feel like they've all pulled us in good directions, like stretched us. Playing on the same ticket with people, there's a sense of like, good job, man, and then you want to prove yourself right after or right before. And so it's really cool to kind of see everybody support each other and having those different talents. Like, we design our sets to fit kind of the other bands that are playing a little bit. We want to match at least the energy.
Oh yeah.
And so it's really cool to kind of dip into what do they do and what are the elements in it that are reflected in the music we play. And oh my gosh, it's so much fun. It's so much fun to do that.
Definitely. One thing I want to draw attention to, Creed said in the comments, Mr. Fish, I don't know any other artists that could easily collab with. I beg to differ. He collabed with Ego Raptor on Starbomb for their making of Smash, which is a Super Smash Bros. Themed song. It's very good. He sings in it, so that's
explicit.
That's a lie.
I have to put a parental warning on that.
Explicit. Yeah, 18 plus.
But yes, Markiplier.
But yes, I'm like, I would absolutely love for Markiplier to feature in a song that we did.
That'd be so cool.
Right?
That would be so cool.
And then Et also said, when I noticed that screaming, I absolutely loved it and followed him as soon as John told me who it was.
Yes!
Wait, can I gent with you guys? Absolutely. And earlier you said something about if Ren can single-handedly get Happier to 1,000 streams, that you would do a cover of it. Do it anyways. But also, I'm willing to take you up on that. So, that. And then, yeah.
Yeah.
John, do you have anything to add passion-wise?
Who?
Jack.
You look to the right. John.
Yes.
I was thinking John because you just said something. I was like, John?
Wait, I have to incorporate new information?
Sorry.
But yeah, while we are talking about collaborating with people and working together with things, we did just recently get to work together with Daniel Sherman on his track Ceiling Fan for his album Terrible 21, and that was a very good fun time. Very proud of that one. So it's like, I gotta say, like, I really always want to say, who do you guys want to collaborate with? And I'm just like, who are these local artists that I really love? And I've collaborated with the good lot of the ones that I wanted to, and I gotta say, in the music world, for me, that's great success.
Great success.
I totally vibe with that.
And it's not, and it's also the kind of thing where it's really cool kind of seeing how you collaborate with other people, even just improvising. There was a night. Yeah, this isn't dangerous territory. There was a night you and I got invited. It was pre-COVID to like a studio thing. Like, it was a little studio. 2 drummers, 2 bassists, and 2 guitarists, like all in this tiny room.
It was chaotic.
It was chaotic.
For a
Those
minute.
drummers though, so in time.
Oh my gosh,
they were
yes.
amazing. Yes, Charles was, who is the drummer for the Curls.
Yes.
Was in there. He was one of the drummers.
Yeah, it was Charles and G.
Yes.
Yeah.
Taylor and you.
Yes.
Or Dom. Sorry, excuse me.
Yeah. Dom.
I know him from high school, so I call him.
Yeah.
And then it was me and Cameron, I think, right?
You and Cameron. Yeah, I think there was another guitarist there though. I think Marcelo was there too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So it was so cool. It was so cool to see how we all took the music and just swirled it around together.
And that was the really interesting thing, because it started out chaotic. Everyone was just kind of just playing things on their instruments, and then it kind of, the drummers started grooving, and everybody else was like, oh.
Yes.
And so the basses joined in, and then the guitars joined in, and it was like, I think we were playing music in there for like 3 hours.
It was a long time.
It was a continuous jam for like 3 hours.
A little studio spaceship.
Yeah.
We were just in there like a cryopod for however long. It was so fun.
It was very fun.
Cryopod of music. A whole mood.
Oh my gosh.
I want to pull up, Chris Sunga said Christmas rap album. Also, hello, Chris.
Yo.
Chris Songo is here.
Mr.
There was a couple other comments that I wanted to bring up. Et doesn't know chords, so send tabs or something. Also, Et would collaborate with probably Snakehead because metal band. Absolutely.
Yes.
10 out of 10 support this. The Obscurum is here, so hello, the Obscurum. And Parand and Ren said earlier, collaborate with Mike Shinoda. That would be so tight.
Oh
that would be
God.
so tight.
That'd be so tight.
Oh, definitely.
I cannot wait. I think I'm surprised it hasn't come up at all. I cannot wait for you guys to hear our next album.
No,
Yes.
yes.
For those of you that don't know, this is public information. Yeah, I'm not. I always double check
you're
myself.
Yeah,
Yeah.
as long as we restrict some stuff, but yeah,
Yes.
it is, yeah.
This next album is going to be staffed entirely by drummers that we're featuring. So yeah, we've got Dallas played on Cat in the Window, and I Want to Tell You.
Yeah.
And then we've got a number of other drummers. For those of you that watched the New Year's Eve stream, Daniel, we played two of the two songs that Daniel is doing with us
Yes.
on that
Yep, yep.
stream. It's
so
so
fun.
amazing, and I love hearing all the different flavors that get tossed around and like the feelings. Oh my gosh, there's some drummers I'm like I need to play with you more. Like,
yeah.
oh my gosh, definitely.
I think one of my favorite things about this upcoming album, not only do we have like so many featured drummers on this album, but like we've played a couple of the songs from the album, like a good maybe half of the songs from the album, but there are songs that are going to be on this collection that you guys don't even know yet.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's the most exciting thing for me, is to show you guys those tracks.
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
We've tried really hard, but we've kept, I think the number is 4 songs from you guys, and it's been so hard.
it's
to
really
play
want
them.
to play them.
I'm
We
like,
do.
straight up, I'm like, they're so good. I just want to like tell everyone about them.
Yes.
But yes,
So yes, definitely keep an eye and an ear out for Codename Bacon.
Yes.
yes.
Not the official name of the
That's
album.
not the official name, but it's coming out in May.
George Lucas has Blue Harvest. We have Bacon.
We have
Yes.
bacon.
We have-
So yes, again, that is not the official name. The 4 people that know, but yes. So it's secret code name Bacon. Yes, and we don't even know if they actually figured out the name yet.
Yeah.
So we're neither confirming nor denying if they figured it out. So
Yes.
Anyways.
Absolutely. We
And-
shall never tell.
At Snakehead's tuning is E standard.
It is. I was just gonna say no.
Yeah, it's E standard or drop D.
Fair enough.
wait, I want to tell you, is going to be on the album, is what Ren said. Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
it is.
Iwity.
Yes, Iwity is going to be on the album. I think their TSS is going to be on the album. And there's
Cat.
in the Window.
Cat in the Window is
So you know 3 songs that are already released are going to be on the album. So, but yes, definitely. I think it's time to play another song.
Yes. Absolutely. This one will also be on the album.
This one will also be on the album. This one is called 3 Day High.
Maddie, I'm proud of you for cleaning your room.
Proud of you for cleaning your room. Speaking of being proud of cleaning the rooms, do you want to take us away in a motivational speech?
Yes, absolutely. I want you guys, first off, all right, this is something that I've been dealing with because school has been a thing.
Oh, yeah.
I need to get you guys to not procrastinate because that was the bane of my life in high school. I had very little discipline because I felt like I had very little that I was responsible for. I was kind of forced into everything. And as I started learning and working for money for my own projects and for my own things to buy, I learned how important it is to be invested in what you're doing. So I implore you guys to, whatever you're doing, find a way to get invested in it. Tie it to something that you are genuinely interested in. And even if you just take a thing, like if it's math homework, and you find out how to use math in video games somehow, just do something that gets you interested in it so you don't procrastinate. Because getting work done early is one of the best things to do, especially if you do other things. So absolutely, please get things done as soon as you can. And just lay off, especially in class. If you finish class and you're like, I've got some time, just stay in that work mode. Just keep doing that work, and then you'll be done with it. And you won't have to worry about it. Please, please. I know some of these are like general rules for not procrastinating, but they are true. And that's something that I have to make sure you guys know, because it's something I fight every day. I do my best to not procrastinate. And I just do so much sometimes that it's hard not to, but definitely. Do your homework.
And a little bit on, like general rule, like just real quick before we move on. Just like, it's general rule for a reason, so. Just like cliches and stuff. Why do you think it's a cliche? It's good.
Yes,
it's
exactly.
good. It's good stuff to do. But yes, Mother's Day is in Maine for those of you Maine. Mother's Day is in May for those of you asking. But yes, all to say. So we covered the 3 types if you weren't here with us before. I would also just like to point out that we've had a consistent at least 20 people in our stream all day today. So give yourselves a good round of applause for that. Thank you guys so much.
Love you very much.
Yes, but we covered the three different types of working relationships.
Yes.
Which today is the 17th of February. And we were covering working relationships. Type 1 was coworkers at your 9 to 5. Type 2 was peers in your business. And type 3 was collaborators and partners, people that share your passion. Yeah. So, speaking of passions, y'all want to play another song?
Absolutely. Yeah, let's end this out with some more music.
Yeah, it's 6:16.
That's gonna be our status.
Yeah.
It's 6:16, but yeah, so we're gonna do another song. And then just do our little goodbyes and talk and such.
Yeah, I would say after this song, we'll do questions. If you have any questions about any of the topics from the past 3 weeks. So if you have any questions about, what was the first week was?
The first week was friendships.
The first week was friendships and defining the inner circles and determining what a good and bad friendship is for you, taking care of yourself.
And self-care.
And then the second week was romantic relationships.
Yes.
Yes. Oh, that was
Same
self-care.
as follows,
sorry.
but romantic.
I love you, Emma!
Good relationships, bad relationships, and self-care.
Yes.
So.
But yes, and then today was working relationships and coworkers. If you have any questions, anything you want to address with us, anything you want us to notice that you're thinking, just let us know while we play this song.
Yes. Yeah, post them in the comments. We'll add them after. Not at. Just give it time. If it don't hurt now, we'll just wait a while. You're not the big fish in the pond no more. You are what they're feeding on. So what are you gonna do when the world don't orbit around you? Oh, what are you gonna do when the world don't orbit around you? Ain't it fun living in the real world? Ain't it good? Ain't it fun? Living in the real world. Ain't it good? Being all alone. What's up, Banjo? Ain't it good to be on your own? Ain't it fun? You can't count on no one. Ain't it good to be on your own? Ain't it fun? You can't count on no one. Ain't it fun? Living in the real world. Don't go crying to your mama, 'cause you're on your own in the real world. Don't go crying to your mama, 'cause you're on your own in the real world. Don't go crying to your mama, 'cause you're on your own in the real world. Don't go crying to your mama, 'cause you're on your own in the real. Ain't it fun? Ain't it fun? Baby, now you're one of us. Ain't it fun? Ain't it fun? Ain't it fun? Ain't it fun? Living in the real world. Ain't it good? Ain't it good to be all alone? Ooh, ain't it fun? Living in the real world. 'Cause the world don't orbit around you. Being all alone. Don't go crying to your mama, 'cause you're on your own in the real world. Don't go crying to your mama, 'cause you're on your own in the real world.
Nice.
Yeah,
Awesome.
bro.
We have a ton of questions. It's just been rolling in. Also, I called out Banjo. He's from my D&D group. Give a nice warm welcome for Banjo.
Welcome, Banjo. Also, really quick, I want to address something that I don't think was said very plainly or clearly before regarding relationships and loves. Oh, wait, no, hold on.
It was
I think
Kieran
it
asked a
was-
question about it.
Oh, being lonely and being in love. Aha, I see.
Yeah.
So, and that's why, okay, because I got a kind of a note
The very-
had to do with this, and I didn't realize it had to do with that. It was just a point that I realized we do need to make.
Let's read the comment too that kind of irked this question.
Go for it.
So Ren said, "How am I supposed to tell if I'm in love or if I'm just lonely? What if I've been lonely in all my relationships and I don't know what love does feel like? How do I know if love?"
Sometimes you don't know if love, and sometimes you feel a thing and not is love, just it kind of is feelings. In English, if you're not quite sure how you feel about something, you don't want to assume that that happy feeling is necessarily love. It could be an infatuation, which, I mean, I know that's a buzzword a lot of people use. Oh, he's infatuated, blah, blah. No, being infatuated with something is a totally normal thing to be. You're absolutely allowed to do that. Now, infatuation doesn't always look like you're fawning over someone. Like, oh my gosh, every time I see this person, butterflies. It just means you have an interest in them that feels very positive, and it's a very powerful feeling, and a lot of people confuse it for love. So basically, the long, short way to say this is, if you're not quite sure, don't decide that what you're feeling is love. Reserve that judgment until you've determined that it's love.
Yes.
And don't make things have to be labeled.
Right,
Yes.
exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Love is a stronger word than people give it credit for.
Right, exactly.
Love is a commitment. And that's something that absolutely, it's the kind of thing where for better or for worse, you're there for the person, which can sometimes only develop years into a relationship. Sometimes that does happen.
Yeah.
But I feel like as a culture, we do say it a little sooner than maybe we should. You know?
Yeah, I love cheeseburgers.
Oh, yeah.
No, you don't
Yeah.
love cheeseburgers.
Right.
They're
You enjoy
really
them.
good,
Oh,
and I
God.
think I would marry a cheeseburger. But
Right.
We need a different. We need to. I feel like it would be helpful for people to use different words for something that's really good besides love.
Well, I would say, like, if you're concerned about certain words, if you tell us, like, if we're using too big words for you, mention specifically which words you're talking about.
Yeah.
And whether it's you completely don't know what we mean, or if you think you get it, because you might get it. Don't doubt yourself so hard.
Context.
And I mean, I would just like to say, like, there's such a big negative connotation behind words such as infatuation.
Because it can mean so many things.
Right, because it can mean so many things. Full disclosure, I am infatuated with someone right now. It doesn't mean that I think that I love them or, you know, like, necessarily want a relationship at all right now.
Commitment,
But, like, I just, like, when I...
If I was going to be dating someone right now, it would be this person.
Straight up, when I see your face, like that's what it is for me. But like definitely, there shouldn't be a negative connotation behind plain words. You know, a lot of words. You know,
chances are, if a pop song describes how you feel about a person, it's probably an infatuation.
Right? Exactly.
It doesn't mean it's not also love, but if that's all it is, keep that in mind.
Yeah.
I'm never going to tell somebody that you don't love somebody.
Right.
Like, I see somebody's feeling, I'm like, no, you don't love them. I'm going to ask you to consider whether you love them or have very strong...
John Cena, are you sure about that?
Are you sure about that? Right. Yes, but
so
moving on.
Bandito just wants a hug.
I think we can all deliver that. Hold up.
Huggo. Can I hug from a social distance? Ray's got it. Hug transferred to Piran.
I'm 6 feet apart from the camera, so I can...
It's
Snake-o,
from all
at
of
least
us.
one Snake-o distance.
I'm like,
away
I
from
got
the
you.
camera.
I got
Yes.
you. I've been told I give really good hugs, so. There's a couple other questions we got here. Banjo asked, what are you going to do if the world don't orbit around you?
Guess I'll die.
I guess I'll die. I'll sit around, you know, doing my normal life. I mean, lower my ego a little bit.
Lauren's got a really good question.
I'm going from the beginning though. I want to get.
Y'all are gonna have to relay them to me. I'm just sitting here vibing.
Okay, what's the beginning?
We can't answer everything.
We'll go to Lauren's question. I just want to get some of these in there. There is a really good question from Et that I want to get out. Get out. Yeah. Well, I just wanted to answer it with like a simple question answer.
Yeah. Whoever has it up right now, let's read Lauren's question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is.
All right, then do it.
Just real quick. Ed said, is it too soon to be thinking about my future? And I think it's just a basic answer. It is never too soon to be thinking about your future. So don't even trip about that.
But the future doesn't have to be 20 years from now.
Yeah. You're always welcome to be prepared for anything. And yes, it doesn't mean 20 years from now.
Yeah, to answer that question, I would say consider that tomorrow is the future.
Yeah.
Because when you say it in a sentence like that, well, duh.
Yeah.
But...
The future is a huge word, and you need to constrain it if it's going to be useful to you.
Well, it's the same thing like infatuation being attributed to a negative connotation. The future is being attributed to a much larger definition than it does. And it has. Definitely don't ever feel stressed out like you're thinking into the future too early. It's never too early to be thinking into the future. Yeah.
But don't think too far.
Don't think too far.
And don't expect yourself to be a certain thing. That's a big thing. I thought I would be very different.
Yeah.
So, but I'm happy with who I am now.
Yeah, I'm like, there's not a whole lot of specific advice we can give in that regard.
Right, exactly.
That's a very large question.
Yeah.
We are close to the end now, so maybe time for one more.
We had another one from Lauren that I wanted to address.
Yes.
So how do you deal with toxic people who make you think that you are obligated to be friends? And they make you feel bad. How do you stick up for you?
Block them.
Yeah. For people like that are trying to ensnare you into a friendship with them, avoidance is actually the best strategy. And you can tell them, you can be clear with them and set boundaries.
Yes.
You have to do that with them.
Yeah.
And that's a thing, no matter if you're an introvert or an extrovert, that's an important thing to learn how to do, is set boundaries.
And when it comes, I have a personal experience from my friends a friend of mine who is actually in a romantic relationship with someone who makes them feel like that. It's so bad for you. And like all you can do really in that was if you set the boundaries and they don't respect that, they're not worth sticking around for. And I know there have been threats of some pretty dark things that they've said that they'll do, but that cannot hold you back from living your best, cleanest, like love-filled life.
Right.
Yeah.
Don't surround yourself with toxicity and get out of there before it's too late.
And even if it's not violent, I would definitely say, that run and avoidance thing is definitely good advice for if it becomes toxic. But I would say, see if we have, how do you deal with toxic people who make you think they're obligated to be friends? If you feel obligated to be friends with somebody, you should probably talk to them about it. If there's the case where you don't feel like safe talking about analyzing a friendship with somebody, chances are the friendship isn't very healthy. And you stick up for yourself by having those conversations with you. I think we went over this briefly in the first week where, like, if you're in a relationship with somebody that you don't feel like you can talk about the relationship with, you should probably step back and think about it.
Yes.
Now, that being said, if you don't think that person is safe to talk to and they're pressuring you to be involved with them and you literally don't feel physically safe being around them, you still want to talk to them, but have a friend come with you. If you have a real friend, somebody who's in your inner circle, someone who's closest to you, your closest friend, maybe not even somebody who's in your inner circle, but a very close friend who you know is going to protect you in that situation, or who's going to have your back if a wild accusation comes out of their mouth.
Right. Someone who knows all the angles of this story so that they can be your advocate.
Someone you trust. And if you can't trust anybody else to do that, well, then you need to tell the person that you don't feel safe being around them. Sorry, we can't be in contact anymore. And if they continue to oppress you, you call the police.
Yeah, exactly.
Honestly, you file
That's what
for
we have that
restraining
for.
order.
You call
Get that fool out of there.
Thank you guys so much for coming. We do have to get going. It is 6:30. It's just past 6:30
We've
here.
got some obligations today.
Yes. We love
yeah.
all of your questions, and we want to answer more of them on our Instagram stories. So we're absolutely going to do that. We don't want to skip anybody. But we are going to wrap this stream up right now.
Yes, and thank you for asking questions. There were so many.
Yeah.
But yes, so thank you guys so much for joining us today. Again, we are UFN. Our bassist right here is Jack. We have me as Sadie Ray as our frontman and vocalist, and then we have John as our guitarist. And we love making music for you guys, so listen to us everywhere. Until further notice, UFN. And next week we're going to be talking about family relationships.
Yeah.
So stay tuned for that. Come in at live at 5 as usual.
Oh, Saturday, playing Hollow Knight, getting into some story finally.
Yes,
Jack.
don't miss Saturday. I'm going to be hyping it all over my Twitter. Saturday, Jack's doing Hollow Knight. You're getting into the lore. It's the meat. It's the good stuff. So stick around, and the entire map is open now, so you can go anywhere you want.
Yeah. Love you guys.
I can't.
Boat horn noise.
Hi.